Hello, Enrique. Good Friday to you.
Hi, Peter. Good morning. How are you?
Very well, thank you very much. Doing very well. Waiting for Saturday, Sunday. Hope I will just be able just to relax a little bit. So the idea is just to have the great guest today. Put the new videos. Just reach 1,000 subscribers on the YouTube, and celebrate over the weekend.
Oh, fantastic. So let's do our marketing round there, right? So first of
Yes.
all, top left corner, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're going to get to the 1,000 people before the month finish. So happy you, by the way, to everyone as well. And go to the channel, please give it that subscription. And also the newsletter here below, we are reaching over 9,500. So probably the 10K is our goal for the by the end of the month. So help us do the subscription, and the new episode the new release is going to be ready for you to access by midday, by afternoon, as
The
usual.
question, Enrique. What will bring if we'll have 10,000? What will happen?
I don't know, but I think it's pretty cool to have 10,000 subscribers in LinkedIn and
Okay.
1,000 on the YouTube. We
Just
should have
second.
like a very round number package, right?
Okay. Super.
Super. Well, fantastic. So let's introduce today's interview, right? Let's kick off. We're gonna talk with again an architect and someone who is also pushing a business based on BIM. We're going to talk today about BIM objects. Let me show the presentation from our guest. His name is Petr Vokoun, and he's the CEO and founder of BIM Project, a website that allows the users to host and also create their own generative objects for the design. So we're going back a bit to the roots, not much of AI or new technologies talking about here, but we're going to analyze if this business model still makes sense, if it's growing, if it's really getting the traction of the market or not. No? So
Let's try. That was a good interview. It's all of our guests are very challenging and just giving us the very good content for the discussion. But Petr, he was just was really nicely going around, as you mentioned, the roots of BIM and all of the aspects. So let's try to go with it. And it will be released, by the way, 10:30. 10:30 it will be released on the YouTube. So you can see the whole video later on. Yeah. So what you have prepared as the first clip? What was the top? What is the topic?
So first clip, we go there. We're going to talk about the BIM object, of course, and if it was same as BIM, if it was a failed implementation, because we hear a lot of already BIM objects website hosting. So why a new one? Was it different? What happened before? Why it hasn't really succeeded? So let's take a look of Peter's views on this.
I don't think it's a failure. I think it's a process that has not been ended yet. And the thing is that there are two points of view. One is from the manufacturer, who in the past were providing catalogs and sketch drawings and details and stuff like this. And it was always for free, and they were giving it as a support to architects and planners. And suddenly someone started to ask about Revit objects. So they started to provide the Revit objects, but the knowledge around this whole digitalization has to be vast to include everything, and they just were depending on some companies that were delivering some objects, and they thought that's the right thing. So that's the one point of view, and they did what they could and what they thought was right. And then on the other side, there are users, and they really needed something for their Revit models. So they just simply asked for it, and they got something, and maybe there was a little feedback the architects were giving to the manufacturers. Maybe everybody was waiting that something will miraculously happen at some point, and everybody will start using it. I don't know. But I think that it shouldn't be like providing BIM objects. It should be like more like providing data, and the terminology is very important here, because if you provide the data in the catalog or in the PDF or in the BIM object in the digital way, it's the same idea. And I personally like printed catalogs, because it's much faster to find something. But then there is the issue, if you want to fill in the model with the data, then you have to retype it. So you should have it also digital in a database somewhere. So yeah, I think it was a big boom, and everybody saw the potential of what can be done with BIM. And until this day, I hear how digitization is great and how it will solve all the problems and so on, and CO2, and now it's the environment is a topic and everything. But nobody really is thinking about where to get the data and how to put them into BIM models. Everybody knows how to work with it. So we thought that we will focus on this.
So I will transcribe the word for the importance of the data. No, he's taking all the BIM models is very nice to have them, and so on. Knows where to put the data and where to store the data and what to use, what to do with the data, how to use it, right? So it's really how it's been focused, the shift focus from BIM objects, only geometry, nice renders, and so on, towards the importance of the data. And we will keep developing this more on the next clips.
Yeah, no, I think it's all of this is very nice, and we know it, guys, if you wish to watch it, all of the failures as well. We did a couple of the episodes as well on the failed implementation, so just you can watch it as well in the previous. But it's a tough cookie for me. I still don't have the answers. I'm not sure really this is, Petr, it was really one of the methods, one of the ways to go out, but it's still not industrial for me. It's not really, you cannot really repeat it and have a huge scale. But it's a method. It's a good one.
Yeah, totally. Let us know what do you think. Put out your comment, or also write us on our post comment list, or also on the YouTube channel. Please let us know what you think about this BIM objects boom implementation. Fail, not fail, still worth it, not worth it. No? But the fail is something real. We shift the attention from the geometry towards the data. That's what I would say.
BIM object boom. I like it.
BIM object boom, yeah.
Let's book the domain. Let's have the BIM object boom.
So move to the second clip, and we're going to link it with what you said about this tough cookie. It's about how to put these things on the market. And the question that you raised, I think, last season for a few times, and also coming there on the recent interviews we had this season as well, is about talking about this big marketplace on the construction industry, where we can put all our objects there, and people can freely choose having all the data available. So we call this Amazon of the construction industry for BIM objects or construction data, product data. Let's see if Peter agrees with this or not.
Okay. Why we cannot build the Amazon for construction industry?
Well, I think we can, and it's missing, and for some product types. So the first thing is the structure, the construction is really complex. So there's like hundreds of types of products. We call it product types, and for example, there's ETIM standard. It's really widely used, and it's for MEP objects, types most of all. And for these objects, you have the standard. You know which properties should be there, how they should be named, and so on. But if you go to window manufacturers, it's not that clear. So there are sometimes standard for this and that, but it's not for everything. The second thing is that some of the products are custom made. So if you want to manufacture a window, you have to take care if the width and height is not too big, so the glass won't break and everything. Maybe the most important part is the distribution. So there are manufacturers selling directly, so they can take a luminaire, put it in the box, and send it all over the world. And then there is products that you have to manufacture on site or manufacture like based on specification, and it's really complex. So if you work with exterior shading, with exterior blinds, you have to know lots of parameters to put it together, and you have to have certain knowledge. So nobody would order it online, because if you make a mistake, it won't fit in a building. So it's not as simple as buying an iPhone.
It's not as simple as just get the object and buy it there.
Yeah, no, I think we discussed it with a couple of clients, and I think the idea of pure product, I think it will not fly because of the complexity of the construction, etc. But one of our clients was talking more about the modularity and the modules and the kits, kind of like you can have the is as you can just buy the bathroom for the hotels, right? I'm just you buying the bathroom, you install it from the lorry, and then it's done. So I think it's, which of course it means that there is a many BIM objects in the bathroom already just installed, etc. But for the construction it goes with the one. So this kind of things, I think from the Amazon like type, maybe it's a good idea. The small, screws which you need to put it, and just the small little lines for even for finishing, etc. It will be difficult. I think I agree with that. So
yeah, and this is how we're gonna link to the next topic, and it's about when we go to construction site, you cannot just upload an insulation material or some closing for the windows. It's not as simple as that. That you upload the product and so it depends on the categories, depending you have a lot of certifications depending where you are issuing the product or not. So this is what Peter was talking about. It's not as easy as just put the parts of your building, right? This is where we put the word generic objects there. No? Is it worth it to make an intermediate step, which is like Windows, so a generic window, and then after that you can customize it when your product reaches more maturity stages of development? It's a complex topic because some people like those generic objects to start to work on. Other ones they don't like at all. They prefer to have them the definite solution at the beginning so they can start to visualize a project from early stages. So tough cookie, again, as you said, right? Let's take a look on Peter's view on this about the generic objects or the fully customized ones.
Yeah, let's go.
To make it all the same. I said that this is the hard part, that it's not the same. And as an architect, I don't really advise to anyone to copy a building to another spot and do the same again. So I think that the BIM and digitization should be really about like improving the work and getting things faster and avoid mistakes, and that's what everybody is talking about, because one of my friends once said that if you want to make an improvement, innovation, it has to be paid off, otherwise it wouldn't. Why would you do it if there's something that won't bring you the money that you invested? So for some companies that started with BIM early, it was the developers in Czech Republic, for example. They said, okay, we are building the structures faster, so it's very handy for us if we have it digitized. But there are others who can't use this advantage because they are doing ordinary small housing estate, and for them maybe BIM will never be they will never have the added value. But maybe if everything works and they will just get it on a silver plate, then they will use it. So.
Yeah, concept of the silver plate came across many times over the last over the season. So, yeah.
Peter is offending that the father you see.
Sorry. Do you like this generic thing? So, because that was one of your questions, saying, can we just have all of the houses the same, built in the same way? So. Do you like it this way, the approach?
No, I don't like to have the same type of houses, for example, all the way across, right? For that you have some reminiscence of communism in some countries in Europe. You can go and check those, but I don't really like that personally. But the fact that Peter stays here is that if we are working with generic objects, doesn't need to mean that we're going to issue exactly the same designs, that those objects will be replaced or they will evolve to customized ones on later stage of the project. It's just, when do you need that data on the right time? So I don't need to you need to provide me all the different type of colors, shades, reflection, whatever. For example, on a surface which is not going to be the finished part yet. So that's why in some occasions it's interesting to work on generic object, because you're going to save you time, size also, and speed of the model, while you can advance on more fundamental works on that moment.
Amazing.
Good answer, no?
I'm wondering how, what would supposed to be the conclusion of the season 3 really for this one, because it's a lot of people talk about the standardization. From the other side, we don't want to standardize. A lot of people talks about unified modules, then the other partner, no, we don't like it visually. Okay, so I'm just lost with the conclusion for the season 3. By the way, the season 3 will be end soon, guys. So just if you wish to subscribe and just if you wish to talk to us, just do not hesitate. We will take the break on during the vacation. We will just put some of the old seasons as well to make sure that we can just still follow us. But we will just take some time to reflect, how we would like to build the season 4, which will be our plan is about the Contech.
Contech, where voila, beautiful construction technologies. Yeah, this is what we see. This is one of the attraction there.
Oh yeah. Okay, that will be about the content.
Any idea, suggestion, subscribe there, contact us, and let us know because we're open to that as well. Okay.
Yeah.
So recapping with the topic we're talking today about BIM objects, we follow that track of what we're talking about generic objects or not, and we ask Peter that also those generic objects, as he seen, they have like expiration date. So you are working with them at the beginning of the project, but not at the end because they evolve, right? So let's see how is this evolution and why he doesn't think that it's going to be a bad idea to use those generic objects at the beginning of the project.
So generic object is something you have to start with. It's not. It doesn't have to be the end. So we don't want to think of limiting people. But the idea when you start designing something, it's about the mindset and the process. So nowadays the people, as we said, they used to download some files. So that means that the first thing, if you need a table, for example, you check the catalog and you pick up the table and you put in your project. But actually, as an architect or designer, planner, anyone, even an investor, first is the idea. I need a table. So you should have an idea if it's rounded or not. But you just put it in your interior, or you just say, okay, I need the category that's called tables, and okay, it will be dining table or a desk or what. And then you keep narrowing down, or you add more requirements for it. And in the end, you may end like searching for, I don't know, Vitra table that is designed, and you will have it in the visualization, but it will be the last step for you before you buy it, or you'll be checking the price. So you start always with the idea that you need something. And this is something manufacturers really don't like, because they were persuading us that they really like their product in the early stage in the project. But we started to tell them that they don't, because the users don't want it. And it's not the architect's job to pick something from the catalog. It's his job to think what are the needs for the product. And it opens the door to many more topics. Like, for example, why can't I set my own requirements and ask the manufacturer to make a custom product for me, for example? There's lots of custom-made stuff, because you can't do that if you download an object. So it's really about the mindset, how people think through the design. And I think it has been really corrupted during the last years, where people were like all about BIM objects, where do I get them? And there's like million platforms, and I call them a e-shop style, that you have some product card and you download something, and you even don't know if inside is 50 colors of the same table or one color, and so on.
We go back to square zero. I think that's the whole discussion is, I think.
Yeah, it's interesting as well to listen to Peter, because he's working on this business of BIM objects. But again, he supports this generic object, but he's not a fully fan of. He was telling this of manufacturers and some other companies that contact and work with them, and they want to have all the data put in the objects, and they to say no, it's not necessary. People won't like it. People won't use it. People don't want everything loaded into one, because it looks like the process of delivering the data to the customers is like a task hanging in your shoulders, right? So you do it all in once and just forget about myself. No, it should be delivered when it's needed. Otherwise, all information is going to be lost. How many times you send information and then 2 months after they ask you for the same thing, because on that moment when you send it, they don't need it. So this is it. That's why it's important to keep them also updated, to don't give everything. No, we're talking about this LODs, go back to season 1 and so on, right? Knowing when to deliver the detail, the level of detail, and with the stage.
Nice. I'm just puzzled, still the standard versus non-standard objects, the closed libraries, open libraries. I think I have a very philosophical Friday today. That's where I am, I think.
Well, guys, anyway, I invite you to go over to the YouTube channel in 10 minutes. The interview is going to be released, so you can watch it in full. It's very interesting to see from Peter's perspective, as he's also the founder and CEO of the company, so he can sense the idea of the market and how the acceptance is with them. But it's good to have that person who say to the manufacturers, "No, I'm not going to put all your data there. No, it's not necessary." So he's doing a groundwork there to deliver better objects, let's say, to the users. No?
Yeah, that's right.
And
Okay.
now, yeah, we're gonna go to the next clip, and it's talking about this issue itself. How do we make manufacturers or suppliers understand that not all the data needs to be there? No, we want something simple, something quick, and I need what I need. No, everything inside. It's a hard work. We can tell you that by our experience, and also Peter's experience will share it with us right now. But interesting to listen how it works behind that. So let's take a look.
So we make the templates in Excel files, right? So they will give us the data, but it's not enough, because if you ask them about the diameter of the table, they will probably get you the right size. But if you ask them about, they have no idea if it's the thickness of the desk or thickness of the leg or what is it. So we started to create some like internal documentation. And when we ask the manufacturer for data, we give them also drawings. And we say, okay, for our table, here's a drawing, and you just fill in the parameters in the Excel table. And then based on that same documentation, we started to create Revit objects and ArchiCAD objects. So if we then put it into Revit or ArchiCAD, it was the same size of the geometry. So we basically started to distinguish what is a geometric property and what is the property of the product. And this way it works, but we have to simplify the geometry. And we started to explain to manufacturers it's not that it's their table. It's not as detailed as they used to as they saw it before. But we are, at the same time, we are telling them the BIM users don't want the high detail, so it's enough and it will work. And they were telling us, yes, but we need the high detail. So we said, no, we will not do it. And that was the clash with the manufacturers. So what we started to do was we told them, go to the architects who do BIM and ask them if they want a high detail or if this is enough. And when they did it, they came back and they said, okay, you're right, and you can do it. So that was the hard part, to convince someone who was approached by architects looking for something that we should really say strictly, we won't do this and this, even if somebody is willing to pay us money. So
confrontational, this is like what we are doing usually. So it's confrontational. Yeah.
Exactly. And this is it's hard statement at the end. No, we won't do this, even though someone is willing to pay us money. No, this is, you really need to be with your values over there. No, but this is fight with the manufacturer supply industry of telling them, no, we're gonna not put all the details there.
The crazy thing is, Enrique, is just why we always need to think this is the fight kind of stuff, right? And just because this should be really the win-win situation for everybody. And we, as we advance through the last two years of the discussions, we really think this is like the big fight and the combo of the different manufacturers, architects, and they just, I don't know, I don't get it, but
Anyway, this is a tough piece there. We need to break down to understanding all the supply chain from the person who holds the product and deliver the data to provide it to the users. So on the way, the communication is seamless, and you can provide them all the details that they need at the right time. This is very important. I recall this from the interview we had with the guys from Mobile Space, with Thomas and Sean. I remember Sean saying, "I need the information on the point of attack." This is the basic statement to give you here. Not everything at any point, just what I need at the moment I need it. Well, time to start to close on a bit the episode. We have the last clip ready for you guys to show you, and then you're free to watch the full interview with Peter on our YouTube channel and subscribe, of course, to that. So after all the conversation through generic objects and manufacturers providing data or not, so we asked directly, okay, so what is your experience? Are people really using those BIM library still? Is it really the bubble has it burst or not? So let's see what is the digitalization of the data situation generally happening on the market.
Yeah, I mean, when we ask a manufacturer about the BIM objects, they usually say, yeah, we have it already. And then when we ask, okay, how's it going? How many people use it?
Yeah.
Then they are a little bit confused, and then they in the end start admitting that there is not such a demand for the BIM objects, and they don't really know exactly what to do. So we're trying to help them understand the whole process, and that's the way it starts, because there's still like a very huge group of people are using AutoCAD. It's like all over the world, and then there is a huge amount of people using Revit and ArchiCAD, doing the 3D and drawings, and then this small part of us who really are trying to figure out how to deliver BIM models. So it's not much yet.
Yeah.
But I believe it will be spreading. You get the list of the properties somewhere and you put it there, but the thing is that there is not yet many like standard for all the product types. And the second thing is that the manufacturers don't have the data. And we were asking them 5 years ago to provide the data, and they didn't even have their own databases. Now they have something. They know what is BIM. They know it's important. So we help them sometimes to fill in the data, or like give them some consultations and so on. But in the end, we don't do BIM systems, because it's a different topic, and it's about the IT and databases and everything. But we are explaining them that they should have it, and they should be able to provide part of the data to their web provider, to their partners, distributors, companies like us, and so on. And but they have to manage it. And that's the digitalization for them, to create the database, because 5 years ago it was like, okay, we have it in the PDFs, okay, this is not up to date, and okay, but part of the data is our web designer, because he needed the pictures for the website and so on. And when they realize this, there is a problem with this, and they start with them inside the company, then it's the right approach to digitize.
That's a good conclusion, really, for our half an hour today, guys, because that's also just also Petr. He just talked about the challenges with digitization and transformation with the companies, etc., etc. So, and one of the things it's also important about the whole standardization. I don't think so that he likes manufacturers, to be honest.
he probably is burned out, not dealing with them. It's he mentioned that there's a huge task of education also with them, to know what they need to be provided. Now they understand the concept of having a database, BIM connected with the system, and so on. And also I recall at the beginning of the clip he was saying that many people now have it, the BIM libraries, okay, objects, okay, still load, and then what do I need to do? No, they don't know what to follow. And this is also some part that we are dealing with our customers, and I'm sure Peter as well, like to provide also the service of, it's not just putting a BIM object in a website and people download and magically they will buy and your sales will raise. You need to understand how this process goes and how to track, let's say, a download into a cache of a purchase of your product. No? And there's a work between them. It's a work of the marketing, of the technical team, of the sales team, and putting all those pieces together is where you can make a full stream flow and get all your services from a BIM implementation. Wow, what a speech, right?
My God, you got it better and better. I think this is the one of the things which we need to put during our summer video. Let's make a note of it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for listening to us. Thanks for watching. We just going into the lazy summer, so just do not forget to like us. Just subscribe to the YouTube channel. We hope that we will reach 1,000 people, and also just support us on LinkedIn. We don't really, if you heard us on the beginning, we don't know why we're doing it. So just what's the really benefits for us, but I think this is the nice number. Okay, so 10,000 people on the newsletter and the 1,000 on the YouTube, at least it is confirmed that we are going in the good direction. It's really that's something which is, I think that's a confirmation for us. So for going forward.
Certainly, I don't know how it's with you or with other streamer, but for us, for me at least, when I see the engaging of the people and commenting live, giving us a heads up, a thumbs up, hellos, whatever, it's something that really gives us the energy to keep doing this, because it's also you need energy to run this show and prepare all the content and so on. So seeing that the people are accepting and liking it is fantastic, and is a way to keep moving forward. So a couple of clicks, a couple of support that will make us very happy. And then we leave you free for the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. Watch it us. If you have any suggestions for the content, just put some comments on it, and so more than welcome to have you and then discuss it. The content for the next season. Thank you very much, Enrique. Have a good Friday. Enjoy the summer wave somewhere on the seaside, and talk to you soon. Mm-hmm. Thank you, guys.
Talk soon, guys. Have a lovely weekend. Bye.
Good one. Bye-bye.